Here he is, the defending world champion, 2 times, Alexei Yagudin. Yes. Wow. That was sweet.
One of the many memorable moments provided by Alexei Yagudin over the years. Not so sweet news today, however, for the 4-time world champion, 3-time Skate Canada champion, Olympic champion, one of the greatest men's skaters of all time, Tracy Wilson, has decided to walk away from Olympic eligible skating.
He's been plagued by hip injuries all last year, and he has said today that he wants to move on and take on new endeavors and pursue professional skating. So yeah, a sad farewell, because we sure love the way he raised the ante in men's skating.
And his longtime rival Evgeny Plushenko is still skating, world champion. He will skate later tonight. And Alexei Yagudin, though, I guess if there is some consolation to this announcement today, he will make his farewell amateur skate, his Olympic eligible skate, this Sunday here at the Hershey Center for the people who have tickets for the Parade of Champions. He's had a long-time love affair with Canadian skating fans. He will say goodbye to skating at the Parade of Champions, and we will have that on CTV on Saturday, November the 8th. The big story, of course, is Yagudin's retirement, but also the new judging system. The sixes are nixed now, and the code of points is now in. Here's Dave Randorf.
The new judging system is a revolutionary step forward in the judging of figure skating, and simply put, the skater with the most points wins. Programs are still scored in 2 segments. The first, technical elements, and the second, presentation components. For the technical mark, every element from lifts to jumps to spins to footwork to death spirals has a base value depending on its level of difficulty. For instance, a triple axel is worth 7.5 points, while a triple flip is worth 5.6. During the program, judges will evaluate each element within a range of -3 to +3. -3 if the skater falls, to +3 for a superior jump. The grade of execution is then added or subtracted from the base value. The sum of all performed elements together with the grade of execution will form the total element score. At the end of the program, average point scores are used, but the highest and lowest marks are dropped, ensuring that inconsistency in marks do not affect the results. Also, at the conclusion of the program, judges give 5 marks for presentational aspects of the performance: skating skills, transitions, performance execution, choreography, and interpretation. Again, the computer randomly selects the judge's marks, discards high and low, and averages the remainder to arrive at 1 mark, the total competition score. Scores for each of the skaters' programs, for instance their short and long, are then added together, and the skater with the highest score wins.
So how will that affect the men's short program? Well, the big trick in the men's short program was and still is the combination, and almost all of the skaters are attempting a quad toe, triple toe. So let's see how the judges will evaluate that element in this short program. There are the points awarded by the technical specialists. The base value of 12.5 can go up or down by 3 depending on how the judges think they did. If they fall, and you will see a number of falls probably on the quad, they will get 8 points for trying the quad, -3 for falling. So you can see a big difference in points. What's important, the more you do, the better you do it, the higher you score.
Right out of the chute, the unenviable task of competing first will go to Jeff Buttle. Certainly made his mark the last couple of years. If you want sort of a barometer right now, and again, it's difficult under this new system to get one. Here's the field here. Evgeny Plushenko, world champion, Takeshi Honda, Chengjiang Li, Emmanuel Sandhu, and of course we'll watch Fedor Andreev and Jeff Buttle, top 3 Canadian men. Look at last week's event, Skate America, where they used this system. After the short program, if you're looking for a total point score as a comparison, because now week to week we can compare. Michael Weiss of the United States, the eventual champion, had a score of 73.85. So use that score perhaps as your measuring stick as you watch these skaters?
The short program still has 8 required elements, 3 jumps, 3 spins, and 2 footwork sequences. The jumps still get the highest value, but watch for the skaters to add difficulty in the spins and in the step sequences. You can see there the last 5 elements, that's their lowest degree of difficulty. So if you look at the circular step sequence, item number 7, if they add difficulty and skate it well, they can jazz that up to a 6.4. So those marks, those 5 lower marks, can add up and really score for the skaters.
Again, very similar now to diving or perhaps freestyle skiing or gymnastics, where there is a degree of difficulty you're getting rewarded as opposed to deducted in the past from that score of 6.0 down. And again, top marks and low marks are thrown out. So that's where you get those 3 scores, the element score, the component score, and then finally your total score.
The area of this that is still a little unclear, I think, for the judges when you watch the way they mark it, is for the second mark, the program component. And I'm starting to think that they need a different panel of judges to judge the technical and then the program component score, because that's still a lot for them to take on. But this is part of testing the system. They will be fine-tuning it and trying to improve it.
There's a lot on the judges' platter, not that there wasn't before, but
less now because they can mark element by element, and they do not have to rank the skaters, just judge them.
Here's Jeff Buttle, 21-year-old, again, Canada's top 3 men's skaters. Buttle, Fedor Andreev, and Emmanuel Sandou all competing here tonight. Buttle's breakthrough came at the Worlds 2 years ago when he finished 8th. He finished 15th in Washington. Last year was all about building towards landing that quadruple jump consistently. Now I wonder how the strategy forms out in this new judging system, whether the quad is as important.
The strategy is very interesting, especially for a skater like Jeffrey Buttle. He's an all-round skater with fine footwork sequences and beautiful spins. He's got to turn and stand up on this quad if he's to gain any marks. Here it is, quad triple. He's landed it once. So remember, 8 marks for the quad, minus 3 for the fall, a total of 5 for that element. This element has a base mark of 7.5. It's a triple axel. Yes, that was really well done. He should get extra marks for execution. Footwork on one foot into an Enebauer. Jumping well. Layover position in the forward camel will gain him extra marks for degree of difficulty. The change of edge there also bumps it up a notch. He's staying centered.
Still going great guns for the quad, and knows that among the elite skaters in the world, you have to still have that quadruple jump. Would be very easy for him to scale that back. Got to admire the tenacity.
He could get a lot of marks if he scaled that back, but he is going for it.
Fedor Andreev is next. Buttle is going to be a contender for sure for the national throne come January. Tough spot to skate always, though. I don't care what judging system you're under. Tough spot to skate first out.
You're warming up the audience and trying to get into it and create an energy into the rink. A great attempt at his quad. He gets good distance and he completes the rotation and then falls, so gets a total of 5. Here's a straight line sequence. I thought with both of his footwork sequences, they were very musical. Some difficulty there on one foot, but then his skating was fairly basic. As you can see, he's not actually turning. He was stepping there. He needs to add some turns to up the degree of difficulty. Probably he'll get a level 1 degree of difficulty. For Jeff Buttle, he could be easily doing a 2, perhaps doing a 3 level of difficulty. He'll get extra marks because he skated it well from the judges, but he could still up the degree of difficulty in his footwork.
What about eliminating the quad? If he eliminates it, I mean, does that play in at any time and say, hey, maybe I can still get the high marks without going after that quad?
It definitely does in the short program. If he went with a safer triple combination, he could score big on it. More than the 5 he got for the quad fall.
Watch the 67.95. That's the mark to beat right now. One of the most engaging young athletes in Canada. 21-year-old as well, Fedor Andreev. Quite a pedigree. Russian-born, living in the Ottawa area, now living and training in the Detroit area. His mother, a legendary skating coach. His heroes, Sergei Grinkov, the late Sergei Grinkov of Gordieva and Grinkov, the great pairs team, is even actually skating some pairs now. I don't know if he's just dabbling or someday hopes to be a pairs skater, but he's skating pairs with an American skater, Jenny Kirk. Fedor Andreev, once labeled the can't-miss kid in Canada.
Well, he struggled for a few years, and then last year was a breakthrough season for him. At the Canadian Championships, he finished 3rd. He mastered his triple axel last year and landed his first quad in competition. He credits his good results to training with Richard Callahan in Detroit, who's given him focus and discipline. Music by Debussy. Opening with his quad toe combination. Quad toe, triple toe. The landing of the first jump looked under-rotated from this vantage point. The judges, so the technical specialists, will isolate the landing to see if it was successful. And now his triple axel. Again, under-rotated and a fall on the landing. Needs his triple lutz. This jump coming out of some footwork. One foot, all the turns in this footwork sequence.
Judges will check the validation of that quadruple jump. The miss on the axel will not get him any points. Fedor Andreev, Emmanuel Sandou still to come for Canada, and Takeshi Honda, who is the defending Skate Canada champion. You're watching the MasterCard Skate Canada International on TSN. There is Team Andreev, Richard Callahan on the left of your screen. That is Fedor Andreev's mother, Marina Zueva, choreographer on the right. And a couple of big misses for Fedor.
Well, he stood on the quad, on the landing of the quad. Here you see the takeoff, but watch his foot and the blade and where it lands on the ice. Picks in, doesn't get a lot of height, and you can see he had to turn on the landing. So the judge will look at that and say it was not, or the technical specialist will look at that and say it was not a quad, it was a triple. It was not done well, so it'll drop again. Same thing with the triple axel. He did not get around, so he will not even get credit for attempting a triple axel. He will be given credit for attempting a double axel. Double axel is worth 3.3 minus 3 for the fall, so for that jump he'll only get 0.3. Very costly.
The technical score for
right now, 67.95 leads Jeff Buttle, 54.17 for Fedor Andreev, the former model, a guy who likes racing cars, he says, and right now wants to put the pedal to the metal in his skating career with Richard Callahan in Detroit. Right now, he's in third.
And you can hear the audience booing. They will not have picked up the fact that with these new rules, you are not given credit for an under-rotated jump. You're penalized. The technical specialist has instant replay.
Well, Takeshi Honda would like instant replay from last year. A year ago, he was the Skate Canada champion. Bronze medalist in the world 2 years running. 22-year-old who trains north of Toronto in Barrie.
Competed last week at Skate America, had a rough start in the short program, finished strongly. He won the long, fourth in the short, missing his first two elements. Quad toe, triple toe.
Oh, big air.
Okay, 12.5 for that, and I would give him a 2 the way he executed. Good height, distance, and solid landings. Now his triple axel. A little forward on the landing, but he's going to take that. 7.5 for that triple axel. Program choreographed by Nikolai Morozov, who also choreographed Alexei Yagutin's program. We've seen Takeshi do that before, inconsistent with his jumps. When they're on, they're beautiful, like his quad triple. That was a triple Lutz that went down.
Well, a week ago he scored 62.65. This should be better, will be better, but could have been a whole lot better if he had landed the Lutz. Takeshi Honda of Japan. And up next, champion of the world, Evgeny Plushenko from Mississauga and the MasterCard Skate Canada International. Takeshi Honda, wonderful quad combination. He had one word when he came off the ice: stupid. And that was in relation to his Lutz.
Well, Takeshi was planning about 37 for his technical base mark. Now, his quad triple was so beautiful. He's going to get at least 12.5. I'll bet 14.5. Look at the height, the distance, the perfect landing position. He's right over his skate and ready to do the triple. Where the mistaken, it is fairly costly. You can see the footwork here going into Takeshi's Lutz. The base mark for this jump is 6.1. He goes up, he fully rotates it, so for that fall he'll get a -3. So overall he'll get a 3.1 for that element.
And again, that comes into the total element score. And last week at Skate America, again, he had a very difficult short program, 62.65. His base value was 25.4 last week and 24.8, so way ahead of last week. And this last week would have been the leading score after the short program.
And remember, Takeshi's program components are very strong. He's a fine technical skater. Good speed, good flow, beautiful position. First place at this point.
And on the ice warming up, Evgeny Plushenko, world champion. And that score to beat right now, 77.54 by Japan's Takeshi Honda, who's with Dave Randor.
With Takeshi Honda, you came from behind after a difficult short program last week, so no problem. In fact, you're in good spirits after this one.
Well, last week at Skate America, I did surprised 2 mistakes in the short program, and great comeback in the long program. And well, I had a confidence to skate well here, hometown. Yeah. Well, no hometown, but my second home here in Canada. I live 45 minutes from here. And my friends here, my family's here, my parents came here, and
this is a very special event for you. 6th time here. They've mentioned you trained for years up in Barrie, and you were the defending champ. So this is a very special event to you, isn't it?
I don't really care about defending champion and stuff. I just have to skate well, because well, Evgeny's here, all the skaters great, and I didn't know about this new judging system works. Well, I skated Skate America last week, but I wasn't quite sure, but I just have to do my best.
And I'm sure you'll do that. We'll see you Saturday night, Takeshi. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that is when the men's free skate will take place. That's Chengjiang Li of China, one of the high flyers, and Evgeny Plushenko still ahead from Mississauga. Welcome back to the Hershey Center. We are outside of Toronto in Mississauga. Warm up for the final flight for the men. Stanik Jeanette of France is in the field. Emmanuel Sandou of Canada, Canadian champion. And what kind of year will this be for Emmanuel Sandou, who has been matting the inconsistent through the years? Frustration from him and his coach too. There's Joanne McLeod, but a guy loaded with talent. And of course the world champion Evgeny Plushenko, who has been battling some knee problems. First his left knee last year, now his right knee. He has a meniscus tear in there and was going to have it operated on this summer, but did not. In choosing so, he will have it operated on next year. And he's had some problems landing his quadruple jump.
We have not seen him land it in the practices here at this competition. He's told us he hasn't landed it in a week. So I will be interested to see if he does in fact try it, or if he opts instead of the quad triple to do a triple triple, perhaps a triple flip, triple toe. He can still earn 10 points with a triple flip, triple toe. quad triple toe is 12.5. So he can easily make up those other marks on spins or footwork. That's part of the whole strategy with the new system. Opening with his combination. There it is. Quad toe, triple toe.
Maybe he's been saving it up for tonight.
And now it's triple axel. Double. Skating on one foot, a variety of turns, good flow, musical, a higher degree of difficulty than we've seen. Triple Lutz, slow on the landing. Slow in the rotation of that spin for Yevgeny. He's usually a very fast spinner.
The world champion Evgeny Plushenko will no longer have that great rivalry with Alexei Yagudin. Again, word today that Yagudin has retired from Olympic eligible competition. So right now, Plushenko is the man to beat on our planet. Judges' marks after this word. Well, it's the Plushenko watch here in Mississauga. Not quite as sharp as we've seen Evgeny Plushenko, certainly, but again, it is early in the season. First skate for him out of the blocks.
Not as sharp or as confident, and that is due to the fact that he has not been able to land the quad in practice. He did it here when it counts. Quad triple, you can see the slow landing on the triple toe. So when the judges evaluate it, the marks will be lower. This is a step sequence. Now, he started it out from the boards. So the judges will take that into consideration when they assess it. You can see his footwork here. It was clever and musical. He had some good turns here that might put it up into the level 2 of difficulty. And his final spin here, he wasn't spinning as quickly as he usually does. As you said, Rod, his program not quite as sharp. See the Biellmann spin there. So the technical specialist will probably put in a level 2 for this. And because it was quite slow, the judges will give it a 0 or a 1 for the quality.
If there has ever been a criticism of Plushenko, you can't criticize the overall talent. He is phenomenal, but sometimes his 2-foot skating and his stops and his rests. But look at the marks, 81.25. Right now, that is the best short program we've seen under this new current system.
Now, what you have to remember with Takeshi Honda, in his marks, he only got a degree of difficulty of 1 for the other elements, except for one one spin that was a 2. So Yevgeny get a higher degree of difficulty there for his technical element.
First place.
Leader by a long way right now. 81.25, the score to beat. Takeshi Honda is second at 77.54. Again, last week at Skate America, the leader after the short program was Michael Weiss with 73.85. This is what I really love about this system. You can compare week to week, event to event.
And a skater can develop a personal best and a mark that they want to strive for. They also get instant feedback. They will find out what the level they got of technical difficulty on the different elements and how the judges then scored it, so they can go back home and work on what needs to be fixed.
Chengjiang Li of China is on the ice. 24-year-old from Beijing. Finished 4th at the World Championships in Washington. Was the 2001 Four Continents Championship winner, and that is when he really showed the world that he can compete. He was at one time just known for his jumps, but he's developing the whole package right now.
In order to develop the whole package, Zhenjiang Li was training with Brian Orser this summer. Brian did not choreograph this program. We will see his choreography in the free program. But his artistry has much improved this year. Known as a jumper, and here comes his big trick, his quad toe, triple toe. He can fly.
Oh, that is a rarity. Usually he lands almost every jump, including the quad. And now he has to play catch-up.
Only awarded 5 for the miss on the quad. Key jump here, his triple axel, worth 7.5. Hung on to the landing. Fighting again on the landing of the triple loop. Triple loop worth 5.3. One of his weaknesses is his spins. A nice back camel there with the layover. That has improved over the years. He's traveling across the ice on that spin. The judges are looking for the skaters to turn in one spot on the ice. That's called centering the spin.
This is not the Chengjiang Li we have seen over the last couple of seasons. A rough start for him. It starts and ends with the quad. And Emmanuel Sandhu, Canada's champion, up next.
The technical score
Marks for Chengjiang Li.
28.30.
Zhenjiang Li needs his jump. He's an explosive jumper, and when he's landing them, his spins don't matter as much. But when he falls, as he did here, he was loose in the air. He's normally a very tight jumper with controlled landing. Not today. He doesn't gain marks on his spins or his footwork, so very costly in the marks.
And currently in 5th.
His planned technical score was 36.1.
Final skater of the night will be Canada's Emmanuel Sandhu. Coach Joanne McLeod with last-minute instructions. And the biggest instruction always for Emmanuel Sandhu is one word: focus. Last year he was second at Skate Canada behind Takeshi Honda. And he was the leader after the short program.
And if there's one skater who is capable of scoring extra marks on spins and footwork, it's Emmanuel. If he can hold it together in the jumps, he can earn some valuable points and be right in the mix with Honda and Plushenko.
Key, however, is to land those jumps, get those elements. When he is on and almost unbeatable. His first skate of the new season. Canada did not send a male competitor to the Skate America competition.
Debuting a short program at this competition and opening with his quad combination. Quad toe, triple toe. Ouch. That was a jarring fall and not much time now to pull his focus back for the triple axel. Yeah. Triple Lutz. May have been a 2-foot landing. An outstanding feature in this short program is circular sequence. Most difficult and well skated that we've seen so far. If Shaylin's looking for a dance partner, she just found him. A little off balance there. And again, that's his focus.
After a very hard fall on the quadruple jump. Real splat here. Credit Emmanuel Sandhu for getting back on the horse. And landing the axle. See what his marks shape up like. Where his point total will be in a moment.
A good fight on the axle, you know, refocus for the left.
Some skaters after a fall like this might be taken away in traction. Watch this.
I'd like to say hi to everybody at 8 Rinks in Burnaby.
By Emmanuel Sandhu.
He got lost in the air. And what, well, a nasty, it looked like he banged his head on it. So full credit that he was able to refocus and land his triple axel. Watch the landing of the triple Lutz. The technical specialist will decide if that was a 2-foot landing. It looked like a little bit of a brush.
Ron, Lorenza.
Now, you can see his coach, Joanne McLeod, in the back corner. She was cheering him on. This footwork was brilliant. Look at the work on one foot. Look at the spinning and the control. It was musical. His lines are beautiful. And then again, he just pushed it over the top and lost some control and some focus. What concerns me about the quad not only did he fall, but it didn't look like he fully rotated. So he will be given credit for trying a triple and then falling, so we'll only get 1.5 for that attempt, where Buttle fully rotated and got a 5.
That second set of marks, the program component's really a presentation mark. 37.9, 72.14. He moves ahead of Jeff Buttle, is in third place, and is only about 8.5 points back of Evgeny Plushenko.
He did get credit for trying the quad, and what also is interesting for his program components marks, he was right in there, just a couple of points behind Takeshi.
So here are the standings. Plushenko, the leader, 81.25. Honda second. Sandhu and Buttle, 3-4 for Canada here. And some of the other skaters, Cheng Jiang Lee really got hammered in his performance, did not have the jumps tonight, and that's tough if you are a jumper. Fedor Andreev currently in 10th. And here's Dave Randorf. Dave?
With Evgeny Plushenko coming off a magical season last year, and this is your first Grand Prix of this season. How did it feel?
I feel actually, after this skate, I feel good. You know, I was injured, I have meniscus, and 1 week ago I was sick also. Cough, something with nose. I feel not so good, not comfortable. Well, I came here, I couldn't skate like for 100%. I mean, I can jump quadruple toe here, like couple practice, but finally I did in a short program. So actually, I'm happy.
Evgeny, we got news today that Alexei Yagudin has decided to retire and call it a career from competitive skating. I want to ask you, how much of a rivalry was there when you two were competing?
You know, he is a great guy. He is the famous. He is a great skater, actually, and I like compete with him before, and if he maybe come back in the future, I will skate with him and fight with him on the ice.
Well, it was certainly great to watch you guys compete, that's for sure. Thanks for this. We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Well, it appears the Yagudin era is now the Plushenko era. Evgeny laying it down here tonight. He's the leader heading into Saturday's free skate. We'll wrap it up tonight in a moment. Emmanuel Sandhu is right in the thick of it. 8.5 points behind leader Evgeny Plushenko heading into Saturday's free skate. Here's Dave.
With Emmanuel Sandhu, and quickly I want to ask you how you, that fall looked like it jarred you pretty good, but you're all right.
Yeah, that was, you know what, honestly, in the program when I did it, I was like, that was quite interesting. So I allowed my momentum to bounce me right back onto my feet and kept on going with the program, so that was the good part about it. I think it looked harder than it was. I don't really remember. I just know that I was like, where am I right now? Like in the air, I was just like, I knew it was not going to be the squeaky clean of landings.
Hey, you got back here. You end up third going into Saturday night. A chance to get back on the podium here at Skate Canada.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's a really good thing about this program is that it's set up that even there's like a major error like that, you know, because of the skating and the choreography is so amazing, then it stands for itself. What I'm really mad about is the end of the footwork more than anything, because I never lose my balance on that ever. So I was like gonna fall over again, but you know, finished it off and put a smile on my face, and here I am.
All right, well, good luck on Saturday night. Thank you.
Feisty Emmanuel Sandhu tonight. It wasn't too long ago where a third couldn't win under this system. Now, though, 8.5 points back. Interesting to note, the two guys who landed quads lead the way.
And it is very, very close. Plushenko has a slim lead. Honda outscored Plushenko on the jumps, but Plushenko won based on the fact he had a higher degree of difficulty on the spins and the footwork. Only a good spin or an easy triple separates Takeshi Honda from Plushenko. They will carry their points into the long program, and even Emmanuel Sandhu is in striking distance.
I know it's been hard for a lot of people to digest a lot of these scores. This is the first time, but this is what I like. This is when it gets interesting tomorrow night for the Paris free skate, and also as we head towards when they hand out the medals, you have to know what you have to do. That is a really interesting thing about this system. To know that you have to go out and lay down an element, and to know that the person in front of you, this is where the draw comes into play.
Yes, it's very important, but I think the message that we take away from this, quad still extremely important, but it's not the only thing. All the other parts of the skating factor into the final result. It's going to be very exciting to watch this progress.
Evgeny Plushenko lays it down. We'll see what happens Saturday. We're going to see what happens tomorrow night. Opening night here in Mississauga goes to China and to Russia so far. We'll be back in a moment.
So another season of figure skating is underway here in Canada from coast to coast, and we've got more coverage coming your way tomorrow night right here on TSN. Beginning at 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific, the pairs free skate and the women's short program. Jennifer Robinson, Annie Belmar representing Canada. Sasha Cohen will skate as well. Sports Center is next. Darren Detition and Blake Price have all the news from the day in sports, all the hockey highlights that's coming your way immediately here on TSN. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night. You are watching TSN, Canada's sports leader.